You put together an event at KPA, and I wasn't there, but my wife went, and she said she really enjoyed it. You did, I think, twice. I forgot what it was called.
I did. That was sort of that was kind of like my baby. That was my first event that I produced and made from start to finish. All of the other work that I had done at KPA and with Arts Reach is very collaborative and really working with several different people, organizations, groups, those kinds of things. But this event, which is called I Am, We Are,
Mhm.
that was really my baby, and I did that one start to finish, both in 2018 and 2019. Premise of the event, it was a performing arts event, and it was to celebrate the different folks that we have right in our backyard, right in our community. And it was an event that had fashion, it had spoken word, it had song, it had different storytelling elements. And it was just absolutely amazing. The first year that I did it in 2018, we had representation, I believe, from 9 different countries, and it was we saw so many amazing groups and individuals that live in Louisville that were representing Cuba and Mexico and Kenya and South Korea. So it was a great it was a great time to just see what is going on, like what are people doing, specifically also because it was very intergenerational. So we had a lot of young people there, as part of groups and individuals just kind of showing their thing. But we also had elders and older community members just being there and all being mentors to the young people as well. So that was really awesome. That was a really great aspect of this, that not only do we get to explore ourselves and who we are and just kind of come as we are, there was a lot of just connecting different generations, which I thought was really cool. And ultimately from this event, which went beautifully, I believe. Then I was able to do the same thing the next year with different folks, but also still representing various communities and countries and those kinds of things. So it made a lot of sense and it worked really beautifully. And I think also one of the greatest parts of that is that it was a free event that anyone could just come to, as they are, wear whatever they wanted. Like there wasn't any dress code or anything. It was just, here's this really wonderful event. Here's all these amazing people that are going to be here, and just come. So they did, and it was absolutely fabulous. And I was so proud to be able to stand there and call this, this idea that I had and just see it into fruition was awesome. Not only for me, but also just for the people that participated. I had so many people tell me, "Oh, I would love to do this again if you do this." And this was really great. I'm so glad that I was here. So it was very humbling, so much, and just it was an amazing experience for sure.
Tell me about the experience with the first event.
The fir- the first event, of course, I was really nervous. And even right before the event, we had one of the guests who was to come. Her name is Araya Kaluba. She's a fashion designer, actually. She's local, I believe, still, and she makes these really beautiful pieces out of traditional African cloth. And they're just these beautiful works that she makes. And it's so fun because it's like this very traditional patterns, but she makes them in all of these really cool, like contemporary, I guess, like fashion, like dresses and tops and, those kinds of things. And she was actually set to come, but then there was a little bit of an issue that right before the show, and so she wasn't sure if she was going to be able to come. So what we did is we really wanted there to be that representation there, and we were really excited to have her. So what she was going to do is have, she was going to bring her own models and her own, and her pieces, but she wasn't able to do that. So we actually asked folks from the audience that were there that showed up to the event, and we're like, okay, so we're going to do this. Do you want to participate? So we had actual people that came, like they were just, that were, visitors, that were guests to the, that were patrons to the show, and we had them participate in the actual event. So I thought that was one of the coolest things that happened, even though it was nerve wracking because, we sort of had a scramble right at the last minute, but it actually ended up turning out to be very incredible because we got to have that participation. So I think that that participation also really helped people with their just kind of seeing this as like something that they loved and they wanted to do again, and they wanted to come back next year for it. So I think we got a really good response, not only from the event itself and everyone that was represented there, also like because we have so many intergenerational folks, we have different parents of young people coming, and friends of other folks that are there. So it was just like a really nice mix of patrons there and guests. And I feel like because there were just so much, I feel like people and everyone kind of felt comfortable there, and there were so many things being showcased that were very representative of them and helping them feel seen, helping the audience feel seen, and even their other performers as well. It was just good. It just kind of felt like, okay, we're like in our living room and this feels great, and we want to come back to this. This is a cool experience. So I think it was also something different that I don't think everyone had experienced something like this before, both the patrons and participants. So I think that experience also helped folks just kind of have a really good time at the event and want to continue to participate. Again, like I said, I had folks still coming to me and saying like, when can I sign up for next year's? And like, we want to do this again. And even them reaching out to me and saying, well, I know this group is doing something, and I know this person, represents this country, and, they would be really great for this. So just by experiencing it, experiencing I Am We Are, I think it really helped people see a lot of what was lacking in the community, of what they didn't see, and wanting to take part in this kind of event again. So I think that was very great.